Aloha, everybody. This is Cathy Bilsky, the Quantum Leap Let Light Unite show on UPRN Radio. And this is November the 5th, 2021. Well, I hope you guys are having an awesome week now that the holidays are starting. I haven't watched TV forever. And I turned it on because I was leaving and I let my dog watch it. I could not believe all the Christmas commercials already. There is nothing sacred. Now, I'm going to tell you what I am doing to keep my energy up right now, despite all the craziness that's going on, is I watch a lot of comedy. And I'm not talking about the mainstream media comedians who are really all propaganda. I'm going to watch the specials on Netflix and Amazon and even YouTube. There's a lot of good comedians out there that will make you bust your gut. So when I have time, that's where I go right now. It makes me happy and it keeps my humor up, and I approach people differently, and they don't make me as angry as they were at one time. So anyway, that's my little tip for tonight. I also hope all you guys are part of the World Enlightenment 2021.org forum. And that's, of course, our event website where you can make comments, you can share what you're doing with World Enlightenment on December 24th. You're all welcome, talk to me there. It's there. And it's a really great website, I have to admit, because I didn't put it together. I had somebody else put it together with me. So check it out. It's worldenlightenment2021.org. Sweet. All right, so tonight we're going to do some energy work, and I really have to be honest with you guys that the comments are really crazy. Some show up, some don't. But when I'm doing energy work, I don't pay attention because I can't multitask that well, all right? So I've got to give it attention to the energy work. So what we're going to give attention to tonight is the water elemental, because it really needs it. And I really, I don't know about you, but I want to do a little bit more energy work on screwing up the Great Reset. That should be fun, right? And then do some energy work on everybody that needs extra healing, and we know who they are. And if we have time, we'll get into doing some healing on the Arctic Pole. So I'm going to do as much as we can cram in this hour. So I'm going to ask you also that when we're doing this, we're going to create bubbles of light. So you're going to put energy and send it into that bubble while I'm doing the energy work. And in your mind's eye, I want you to actually imagine this happening. Visualize it. Okay? That's all you got to do. How easy, right? Okay, now if you got a crystal, hold a crystal. Even a small one like this. And what the crystal does is going to amplify your energy coming out into the circle, and all our energies as a group. And the energy we the energy work we do as a group is going to be amplified. I am sitting in my crystal store in Hawaii, and you can see my big 1,000-pound crystal, which is the biggest crystal in Hawaii. And it's, all this crystal energy is really amplifying our work. Okay, so for those of you that are going to participate, I want you to sit down, put your hands in your lap like you're going to receive. And I want you to take some gentle breaths. I want you to inhale light and exhale out everything that no longer serves you. And imagine all that unwanted energy going through the violet flame back to God, and you fill up with your divine essence. So do that till I tell you to stop. So as you're doing that, I surround you in a bubble of golden flame. I add to that the blue flame of protection, the violet flame of transmutation, the green flame of healing, and I seal you in the pink flame of love. And we're going to call to our teachers, guides, masters, the cosmic beings, the angels, the archangels, elementals, all the divine beings that work with you, and ask them to join us and create this huge circle. So imagine we're also in this huge stadium and everybody's holding hands. In the center is a big crystal with a big crystal that's gonna amplify our work, and we're gonna do the bubble of light over that crystal. So you're holding hands to the right and to the left. So feel yourself reconnect to the creator, and all this incredible high divine energy comes pouring into your body, down your right arm, out your hands, into your neighbors, and feel that energy go around in the circle. And everyone unites together as one. And now we're going to send the energy off to the left. And as the energy flows to the left, the circle is closed, so only that which is light may enter. So I'm going to ask the trees to join us and to take this energy in through the trunk and down through the roots and send it into the earth so the earth remains stable, and out through the branches so all life forms can feel this really high positive enlightenment energy. We call to all the rock, stones, crystals, minerals, all the earth keepers to lock into this incredibly huge crystal in the center and amplify our work over 100,000 fold. We call to all the grids, ley lines, meridians, domes, obelisks, pyramids, all the sacred spots on the planet to lock into this circle. And I'm going to ask that everyone receives a healing, and that you guide us, Mother, Father, God, into doing not our will, but thy will be done. So be it. We give thanks for this opportunity to serve. So you can put your hands in your lap, or when we're doing the energy work, you can imagine the energy going outward into this bubble of light. So I want you to take a deep breath. And as you exhale, I want you to feel that energy flow down your arms, out your hands, into the center, forming the bubble of light. And in this bubble of light, we're going to put in all the water elemental, and that includes the water elemental in our bodies. So let there be light in the name of the presence of God, which I am, through the magnetic power, the sacred fire vested in me, I command. I call to Lord Ganesha, the remover of obstacles, to go forth and remove all obstacles in our path to divine creation. I call to Lord Shiva and Michael the Archangel to go forth and destroy all evil in our path, or in the path of our creation. I ask that all old thought forms, ideas, concepts, and prophecies, past, present, and future, that is holding this energy work from manifesting, be dissolved by the violet flame and replaced with new possibilities. I call to the architect of the universes, divine creators and animals, insects, higher selves, oversouls, avatars, masters, guides, and angels, all gods and goddesses of light, our ancestors of light, all the old ancient cultures responsible for holding light on the planet, including the Aborigines, the Kahunas, the medicine men and women, the shaman, air, earth, fire, and water, all earth divas, all cosmic beings, all other life forms and consciousness in earth, in other stars and planets, in other galaxies, seen and unseen, to join us in helping us heal and repair the water elemental in all forms now. We ask for permission to quantum leap the water elemental on all planes and dimensions, seen and unseen, into divine enlightenment. See the water elemental going far beyond its divine potential, helping us manifest the greatest divine golden age the universes and worlds and all planets have ever experienced. Let us take the best of all lifetimes, all golden ages, all worlds, galaxies, and create such a divine and enlightened planet that is even beyond the Creator's imagination. Imagine the creators laughing with joyful glee on this action we have put into motion with every breath we now breathe. And it's snowballing, quantum leap forward with every moment. We also call again to the rock, stones, minerals, and all the earth keeper crystals above and below the earth to now awaken, reconnect themselves back to the divine, and start to vibrate to the higher frequency of the divine, raising the energy and vibration of water to the frequency of the divine creator. Let's anchor this high divine frequency to the center of the earth, radiating outward through all the waters, putting it all back in balance. We call to Michael the Archangel and ask that all negative ties that the water elemental is taken on be cut from all water, transmuted by the violet flame, and filled with so much love that the water elemental reconnects to the Creator. Let this be done for all waters, whether it's in celestial ocean, fresh water, such as in rivers and lakes, rainfall, as well as standing water, seas and storms, lakes, thunderstorms, and clouds, moistness, and rainbows, sufficient field waters, streams, hidden lakes, icebergs, and glaciers, snow, salt water, fresh water, fountains, wells, springs, streams, holy waters, spas and healing thermal and mineral springs, including water in all bodies in all forms. See all dark overlays being removed from all water so it reconnects to the Creator, allowing the water to remember how magical water is. As we remove all satanic reptilian control over the water elemental, setting it free from that energy, the water elemental reconnects to the Creator, raising its vibrations to the high frequency of love. As the water awakens, the water remembers what she was like when the world was first created and the water elemental was clean and pristine, recreating that energy within all life forms. We love you, water elemental, and send you all our gratitude for your life generating energy that's limitless. Let us bless the waters with healing properties that will raise all cells, atoms, and molecules of the water elemental to divine consciousness in all forms. As we send this healing energy through the waters, we see it neutralizing all radiation, poisons, farm runoffs, toxins, and pharmaceutical drugs that are in it. This healing energy is also helping the water circulate in the oceans, so it's also at its perfect divine temperature. Every time any life form drinks water for sustenance, see the vibrations raise and their bodies heal. In your mind's eye, see the water in all bodies vibrating to the Christ consciousness. Let's call down the energy of heaven into all forms of water, again, raising water's vibration of light. Now let's imagine a beautiful divine healing energy coming up through the earth, flowing into all waters on the planet. As these energies of heaven and earth merge, see the water elemental receiving a divine healing, filled with an intense joy of being reconnected to the Creator. Now, in your mind's eye, I want you to see millions and millions of huge bottles of clean, pristine mineral water that are 10 miles high, 10 miles long, and 10 miles wide, and are inches apart from each other all over the oceans and rivers, lakes. Now, inside these bottles of pristine oxygenated water, let's place all the minerals, plankton, kelp, and whatever else the sea life and all life forms need to have to survive. And see those bottles becoming sanctuaries for all sea life to go to. We now command the water elemental to mirror the bottles of water. We see the ocean clearing up and becoming healthy and vibrant again, with an abundance of flourishing, healthy sea life. I want you to put your attention on the waters around Florida, where there's the red tide. And now we're going to send into those waters, and we're going to reoxygenate it. This energy is reoxygenating energy, putting life force back into that part of the ocean. And in your mind's eye, as the waters reoxygenate and see it becoming healthy again and clearing up so it's again pristine. So let's send more oxygen again into the water, especially where there are dead zones, and see those areas coming back to life. Now, in all polluted waters, we call forth the violet flame to cleanse every cell, atom, and molecule of the water elemental. We now call down the God conscious to recharge and regenerate the water elemental in all its many forms. As these energies merge together, the water heals itself, becoming pristine and clean again. See lots of energy going through the North Atlantic current to keep it flowing, so it will help our planet keep its perfect temperature. As all the divine healing energies merge, the water remembers its mission on Earth. And there is an instantaneous healing of all water as the water and creator become one in all bodies, in all forms, including our physical bodies. So nevertheless, not our will, but thy will be done, so be it. Let's take a deep breath and release it. And I give thanks for this opportunity to serve. So again, we're going to create another bubble of light. And in this bubble of light, we're going to put in everything that everybody and everything that's connected to the great global reset, the digital reset. Now let there be light in the name of the presence of God, which I am, through the magnetic power, the sacred fire vested in me, I command. We call to Michael the Archangel to take his sword of blue flame to cut to pieces all plans and all energies that are feeding the great reset, the digital reset, and the transhuman slavery system, Agenda 21 and Agenda 30, along with the slogans, Build Back Better and New World Order. In your mind's eye, see those plans falling apart as more people become conscious of the intent, which is to make slave of the masses on the planet. See the awakened masses refusing to comply, creating revolution of divine light, quantum leaping us into world enlightenment. The Great Reset is biotechno-feudalism and means the issuance of medical passports, soon to be digitalized, as well as the transparency of medical records, inclusive of medical history, genetic makeup, and disease. But it could include implanting of microchips that would read and report on genetic makeup and brain states, such that even crossing a national border might one day involve a detailed brain scan to assess an individual security risk. So in your mind's eye, see all of those programs and computer programs blocked and scrambled. Again, see the masses not complying, see the AIs turning on their masters, then destroying themselves and their programs. Let's send a special energy out toward the AI robots so they rust and malfunction, especially the robot dogs and the new robot nurses. See the corporations go back to hiring humans to replace the robots, giving them a good living wage. We cut ties to the people who first created the concept of a one world government, starting from King George III to the Committee of the 300 and the Black nobility, as well as all businesses that have carried these ideas into our future through people of fantastic wealth and influence like banks, politicians, insurance companies, along with major corporations, the United Nations, the World Economic Forum, and how could we not forget the pharmaceutical industry? We now call the violet flame to transmute all those ideas and concepts, replacing it with manifesting world enlightenment. We cut ties with the creator of these, the Great Reset, Digital Reset, and that's Klaus Schwab, and the World Economic Forum, the WHO, the Bilderberg Group, the Council of 300, the Council of Rome, Olympians, the Black nobility, the family, the Rockefellers Trilateral Commission, Society of Cincinnati, the UN, Jeff Bezos, Amazon, Bill Gates, Fosse, Henry Kissinger, International Monetary Fund, Illuminati, the Royal Institute of International Affairs, the Royals, the Deutsche Bank, and the Catholic Church. And as we cut ties between all those groups, violet flaming all their energies, as well as removing all overlays, the vows and oaths they have taken together, let there be much infighting with all of them so their plans fall apart. We ask these beings to step into the light, work for world enlightenment. If they choose not to, due to free will, we ask their higher selves to put them in a position of harmlessness. We ask the Creator to now direct their funds toward uplifting the masses. We call the violet flame to transmute all energies involved with the Great Reset, Digital Reset, starting with the creator, Klaus Schwab, and his Nazi fascist ideas of world control. Starting at Klaus's birth through his childhood, removing the energy overlay his parents placed on him, indoctrinating him into Hitler's ideology and dreams of 1,000-year rule. Cancel, clear, cancel, clear, cancel, clear. We cut ties to Klaus's first version of the World Economic Forum, called the European Management Fund, and its Nazi ties. We cut ties to Klaus's ideas of killing off the middle class. As these ideas break down, see the middle class making a comeback all over the world with many new successful entrepreneurs. We cut all ties to the energy of global citizenship, another world for world slavery. We cut ties to the ideas of all transhumanism and eugenics program, which includes the expansion of genomics, nanotechnology, and robotics, and their penetration into human bodies affecting the brain. See all their programs falling apart as we place huge magnets on all their overdrives, erasing all their programs. Imagine all the computer programs start changing numbers and the ones and zeros keep flipping, again destroying all their saved data. See all human machine experiments falling apart. We cut ties to all their books, including A New Deal, A New Frontier, The Great Society, A New World Order, The Great Global Reset, Impact of Science in Society, and Mein Kampf. As we violet flame the material, the words are neutralized and people lose interest in them. Let's make them all invisible, the words invisible, so they remain hidden with no forward movement. We cut ties to all Klaus's Nazi collaborators and everyone who participates, at the Davos summit. As though energies are removed, see it being replaced with benevolent thoughts on how he can help humanity and not enslave it. We anchor the violet flame where the WEF and Nazi headquarters are located. See the flame blaze through all the buildings in Davos, including all hotels, releasing any stuck energy that is for world domination. Again, replacing it with world enlightenment energy. We cancel clear the energy of the Global 2000, which is the blueprint for mass world genocide. Cancel clear, cancel clear, cancel clear. We remove all overlays over all humans regarding COVID, vaccines, and being muzzled. As these overlays are removed, see people reconnecting to the Creator, becoming awakened spiritual beings who see through the illusions. They start building up their immune systems along with rejecting all GMO foods. See people growing their own organic gardens. See in your mind's eye Bill Gates having to give up control of the farmland he bought. If he tries to grow GMO crops on that land, see them failing, refusing to grow, and being replaced with organic crops. Now let's send the violet flame through the fourth revolution that will involves the redundancy of human labor in increasing sectors to be replaced by automation. Also, the fifth revolution, stakeholder theory, predatory human capital investment, human capital marketing, digital identity, and the United Nations Sustainable Capital Investments, technocracy, and the New Deal for nature, that is land theft. As the violet flame cleans up their plans, transmuting them to light, see all their plans falling apart, being replaced with world enlightenment ideas and thoughts. Let's send energy out so all China's slave programs will fall apart, along with their computer programs malfunctioning. So now let's put up blocks around all the employees at the technocracy companies that are creating programs to push these agendas forward. See them all going dyslexic when they enter the buildings, messing up their computer programs, the old and new and the future programs. Any program that will be used against humanity, see it falling apart, including all transhuman programs. See their equipment crashing as we keep changing the programs from ones and zeros, along with running big magnets over their hard drive so they lose their program. And that includes Mark Z's metaverse. We call to the elementals, the bees, ants, mice, rats, to make nests in those buildings and chew up building and computer wires. We call to the dust mites and mold to infect their computers, rendering them ineffective. Let the computer techs have many brain blocks with new programs that are helpful for humanity. But let them have the brain blocks with anything that's harmful. So let's also cut all ties to their symbols and sigils the corporations use to stay in power, including the Nazi swastika, the Pentagon, obelisk, and domes. Anytime you see their symbols, your first reaction should be to cut, reverse, and see them lose the power. See that power being returned to the 99%, along with cleaning up and healing the earth and all life forms. For example, Verizon, the word with the Z, as a sideways lightning bolt is the sigil, is their sigil. And imagine the Z going either like a backwards Z or a 2 or a vertical lightning bolt, taking the money that's being stolen from the people and returning it so we have free communications. So AT&T, their sigil is the globe. So imagine it's spinning in the opposite direction and spinning money back to the people they've robbed. So anything with a pyramid or triangle, let's imagine it upside down so the people at the base are empowered and the few at the top lose their control over the people, so the money pours out to the Mother Earth and her inhabitants. And anything with a magnet, let's imagine it reversing. If the magnet faces east, we'll point it west, so that company is no longer sucking energy from the people, and Mother Earth and its powers are shut down. So that gives you some really good ideas of corporate sigils. And many corporate logos are portals. So always picture the portal reversing themselves so that the money and energy pours out. You will find once you start paying attention to corporate logos that they're easy to flip to the light, and they're good focal points for magicians to return the power to the people and to Mother Earth. So those guys, remember, work with sacred geometry and they twist it for power. So let's all flip it on them so the power goes to the people. It's like martial arts. So imagine all the dark magic of the 1% falling apart, being replaced with world enlightenment energy. See the great reset and digital reset falling apart now. We remove all energy veils that are around all people living on the planet Earth that are keeping them from reconnecting to the Creator to become awakened spiritual beings. As they reconnect to the Creator, see them become conscious, awakened spiritual beings, seeing truth, and through all the lies and deceptions, as transparency is manifested. See the masses filled with all kinds of divine inspiration and how to create and manifest world enlightenment. If it's for the highest good, let's send energy out to the billionaires so they can reconnect to the Creator, allowing them to become awakened spiritual beings that want to help humanity. Let them be divinely inspired to start supporting the masses and middle class by sharing their wealth, helping small businesses thrive, feeding and housing those in need, creating job opportunities for humans as they get rid of the AI programs, sharing the wealth by rebuilding roads, schools, hospitals, and supporting places of higher learning so everyone can afford to better themselves. As they give, let them also receive. Let those light workers working on neutralizing the Great Reset be in a bubble of invisibility, remaining unseen by any of the 1% who have intent on harm, yet be seen by the wealthy benevolent. All right, let's fill this up with much light and love, and we're going to take a deep breath and release it. And I give thanks for this opportunity to serve. So let's work on the earth a little bit, and let's do some energy work for the Arctic poles and glaciers. Now, this is a long one, and I've broken this up into sections, okay? Because there's a lot to doing energy work for, the earth, and when you're working on weather, it's involved. So stick with me and just send it a lot of energy in your mind's eye. Imagine it happening, okay? All right, so we're creating another bubble of light, and we're putting in the Arctic poles and glaciers and all the elementals that are part of it, including humans. So let there be light in the name of the presence of God, which I am, through the magnetic power of sacred fire vested in me, I command. We again call to Lord Ganesha, the remover of all obstacles, to go forth and remove all obstacles in our path to divine creation. Lord Shiva, Michael the Archangel, destroy all evil in our path or in the path of our creation. We ask that all old thought forms, ideas, concepts, and prophecies, past, present, and future, that is holding this energy work from manifesting, be dissolved by the violet flame and replaced with new possibilities. And we're also going to call to all the other divine beings, which I've already mentioned earlier, from the architect of the universe, all cosmic beings, all life forms, medicine men and women, kahunas, shaman, to join us in helping us heal and repair the earth now. We ask for permission to quantum leap the world and all life forms in all planes and dimensions, seen and unseen, connected with planet Earth, into divine enlightenment, to let us go beyond our known potential into the greatest unknown golden age the universes and worlds and all planets have ever experienced. So let's take the best of all lifetimes, all golden ages, all worlds, galaxies, and create such a divine and enlightened planet that is even beyond the Creator's imagination. Imagine the Creator's laughing with joyful glee on this action we have put into motion with every breath we now breathe, and see it snowballing, quantum leaping forward with every moment. We now call to all the rock, stones, minerals, and all earth keeper crystals above and below the earth to now awaken, reconnect themselves back to the divine, and start to vibrate to the higher frequency of the divine, raising the energy and vibration of everything that is connected to the earth to the frequency of the divine creator. Let's anchor this energy to the center of the earth, radiating outward, giving special attention to the Arctic and all glaciers, putting them back in balance. We ask that all crystals join us and amplify our energy work over 100,000 fold. Let this shift and integration be gentle, loving, and kind for all forms, human and elemental. All right, so now again, we're going to put our attention on the water elemental. And we call to Michael the Archangel and ask that all negativity that the water elemental has taken on be cut from the water, transmuted by the violet flame, and filled with much love as the water elemental reconnects to the Creator. Now let's imagine this beautiful divine healing energy coming down from the Creator and flowing into all water, whether it is liquid or frozen in the form of snow and ice on the planet. We call the violet flame through the methane gas in all the water, ocean, lakes, rivers, streams, and in our drinking water to transmute that energy, healed with the energy of the angel light. We now reconnect all the molecules and atoms that create methane gas back to the Creator. We command them to be neutral, to simply revert to healthy water, yet allow for the proper amount of methane the earth needs to remain in the planet, buried under heavy permafrost. As we send this healing energy through the waters, we see it neutralizing all radiation, poisons, methane gas, chemicals, all toxins and pharmaceutical drugs that are in it. This healing energy is also helping the water circulate in the ocean so it keeps at its perfect temperature. And again, I want you to see hundreds, millions of huge bottles of clean, pristine mineral water that are 10 miles high, 10 miles long, and 10 miles wide, that are inches apart from each other, all over the oceans and water, including the Arctic and Antarctic oceans. Inside these bottles of pristine oxygen water, we're going to place all the minerals, plankton, kelp, and whatever else the sea life needs to survive. And see those bottles becoming sanctuaries for all sea life to go to. We now command the water elemental to mirror the bottles of water. We see the ocean clearing up and becoming healthy and vibrant again with an abundance of flourishing, healthy sea life. We will now bury hundreds of thousands of frozen bottles of pristine water filled with minerals, along with a little sand and the snow on all the glaciers and Arctic circles, and command the snow to mirror the frozen water. See the snow becoming very solid, magnetizing more snow to itself, and keep accumulating with the help of the sand. Now, the sand gives the water and the frozen snow molecules something to grip to, allowing the elementals to go back to their natural growth cycle and balance with the earth. So during the summer, we're going to place an invisible shield on top of the oceans, reflect any excessive sunlight back into the air and into the violet flame to transmute any excessive heat energy, allowing that energy to gently cool down and dissipate. This allows the oceans to keep at the proper temperature that is in alignment with the Earth's natural seasons. We ask that the ocean's soul memory of being a master builder is activated and reconnected to the divine, recreating nature's true balance and temperature. Now we're going to call to the mountain elemental, the air, water, and fire elemental that creates the jet streams, to hear our request. I call to Michael the Archangel to cut all ties and remove all overlays. It's keeping you from working in divine harmony, to help put the planet back in balance as this energy is removed and you're now set free from your dark restraints. We call the violet flame to transmute any negative energy you've taken on back to light. We now reconnect you back to the Creator and fill you up with so much light. You remember your true natural state that is in harmony with the divine. For the mountain glaciers, we send this very cold energy starting miles beneath you up. And the higher up this energy goes up the mountain, the colder it gets, allowing the water elemental to stay in true frozen form, being able to magnetize snow to it, turning that snow to ice and growing again, fulfilling its divine purpose of giving people and the planet the water it needs, as well as helping the planet stay at its proper temperature. As the wind blows up the mountain in the form of a jet stream laden with water molecules, we ask this jet stream to slow down to its natural speed, that again is in alignment with Earth. See, the jet stream and water elemental work with the mountain by releasing this moisture to the mountains in the form of snow, which the mountain joyfully takes and creates more ice, and the ice grows. As this jet stream travels over the mountain glaciers, it goes right into the stratosphere, right to the Arctic polar vortex, and flowing in a purple circle, perfect circle around the vortex that is in perfect harmony with Earth. Because the jet stream released her water back on the mountain, she helps the Arctic cool down to the perfect temperature that is needed, again, to be in perfect harmony with the planet. So now let's direct our attention to the permafrost. Everywhere there's permafrost, we're going to send a very cold energy that keeps the temperature at or below 0 Celsius, which is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Under the Earth's soil, we see a layer of pure ice that forms under the soil, called segregated ice, forming from 2 meters to 10 feet thick. Now imagine in your mind's eye the segregated ice forming as the pore ice attracts more water, which freezes and attracts even more water, which creates the effect that's called chirosuction. Now the chirosuction makes the frozen layer grow, and the growing layer expands the soil even more, making permanently frozen ground expand by 50% or more. So we're going to send extra energy into the snow and ice so it can reflect more heat away and stay frozen. We now call to the elementals that create permafrost, the water between the rocks, pebbles, loose sand, soil that allows the ice to easily form when combined, creating pore ice and all frozen rocks to work in divine harmony, keeping the permafrost frozen. We call to the older, deeper permafrost that is underneath Prudhoe Bay, Alaska. the subsea permafrost that is more than 500,000 years old, to link up with all permafrost on the planet, teaching them how to hold their form. We command that all permafrost mirror the subsea permafrost. Again, see the temperature of the ground consistently staying at those areas, 32 Celsius Fahrenheit or below. Let's now send energy to the continuous permafrost that exists under almost the entire land surface in an area. And now the area with continuous permafrost often have permafrost layers more than 100 meters thick, which is over 330 feet thick. And we're talking about in northern Russia and Siberia where the permafrost is. So we're going to call to that really old ancient permafrost and ask it to communicate with all permafrost and help them remember how to hold their form. Again, see the temperature of the ground consistently staying at or below 32 degrees. Now we're going to work with the old and new sea ice in the Beaufort Gyre and the Fram Straits. So we call to air, earth, and the fire elemental to support the water elemental, to work together in harmony to support the format of old ice that provides the basis of ice that creates everything it needs to support all life forms on the poles, so it may fulfill its missions of keeping the planet cool, allowing the water to warm up at the equator, yet cool in the Arctic, keeping the planet and all life forms in balance. We send you many blessings and grace for working with us and keeping the climate in balance. Let's put up energy blocks in the water and air to hold the old icebergs from flowing through the Fram Straits into the ocean, keeping the old ice in Arctic waters so they can grow and mature. So we're going to anchor the violet flame to transmute any excess gas, CO2 gases around the old and new ice. And we're going to send a really incredible cold Arctic energy that's minus 25 Celsius through the old ice to help it retain its form. We call to the old ice asking for your memory of old ancient ice, that it's activated so you remember your mission, hold your form, allowing yourself to magnetize to you and what you need to grow. Allowing the old age ice to join together so it may heal itself and grow stronger, keeping solid frozen form. And we ask the old ice now to communicate with the new ice in the Beaufort Gyre, feeding it with the information it needs to become old ice and hold its form. We command the young ice to mirror the old ice. We also send energy into the water that will slow the ice from drifting out of the Arctic, keeping it into the Beaufort Gyre, allowing the young ice to mature, turning into old thick ice. See the young ice staying drifting in the Arctic for at least 5 to 10 years, growing and maturing. Send an Arctic energy through the new ice that is minus 25 degrees Celsius so it may hold its form and grow thicker. All right, real quick, we're going to send energy into all the glaciers. Now we're going to send a very, very cold Arctic air, minus 25 Celsius, into the glaciers to help them keep their form and grow. And see their drainage patterns shift from flowing streams back to swamp-like waterways under the thwaites and all the glaciers that slows the accelerating water rush toward the sea. See the swamp-like waterways filling up with more dirt and minerals it needs to grow again, slowing the glacial water from flowing into the ocean, thus weakening the glacier. See this forming in the cavity also under the Thwaites Glacier in West Antarctica. And this is a huge cavity. So in this cavity, I want you to imagine in your mind's eye, see it fill up with snow and ice and get very, very cold and keep filling up until it's completely solid. Now, real quick, give attention to the Brunt ice shelf. And now there's a combination of 4 glacial tongues coming together and they cement, creating an icy mix known as melange. So we're going to send cold Arctic energy through this melange so it also becomes very solid, keeping the Brunt ice shelf from breaking off from land to become an iceberg. Send a very cold energy into the waters below the glaciers. See all the glaciers stabilizing, slowing down, starting far inland, going toward the ice shelf where the glacier meets the sea. See the ice shelves thickening, holding their form. In your mind's eye, see the glaciers stabilizing and growing. So really quick, we're going to give attention to the HAARP. And now we're going to direct a very high energy at the HAARP and any supercomputers. HAARP's a military weapon. And any supercomputers that are heating up the ocean and interfering with the high and low pressure flows out of the Arctic or anywhere on the planet. Focus on all these computers and imagine all their ones and zeros flipping, resulting in their total breakdown. As they break down, the Mother Earth is allowed to go back into her proper balance. We send the elementals many blessings and grace for working with us, keeping the elemental, the climate in balance. All right. Whew. Let's fill that up with light and love. We're going to take a very deep breath and release it. We give thanks for this opportunity to serve. So again, feel that energy flow down and create another bubble of light. And in this bubble of light, we're going to put in all the light workers on the planet. We're going to ask Michael to remove any dark overlay that's over them, that's keeping them from really connecting to the Creator, becoming even more awakened spiritual being filled with all these possibilities. Let them fill up, and this includes you guys in this bubble. Let them fill up with so much light that they now magnetize all this divine abundance to them, and so much abundance that they have enough to pay off all their bills, fulfill their divine missions, and share with others. Now let's send energy to everyone's heart chakra and let that energy go to wherever they have discomfort or they're out of balance, and see that area being repaired in the light. Let's send everyone this incredible, intense divine joy. And we're going to ask that the Creator send everyone, all the light workers, a heart's desire. Or, don't limit it to one. And when all the divine beings get them, that they recognize them and they give thanks. So fill that up with light and love, and we're going to take a deep breath and release it. I give thanks for this opportunity to serve. All right, guys, let us close the circle. So we're going to do 3 ohms, and you can ohm with me. Okay. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May all the beings in all the worlds be happy. So be it. We give thanks for this opportunity to serve. Now, everybody put your feet on the floor, and I want you to feel the earth energy coming up your feet, up your legs, and as it comes up, you feel yourself and your energies pull back into body. You feel yourself becoming very centered, very clear-headed. And with every breath, and the Mother Earth comes up higher on your legs, you're feeling more grounded, more centered, very clear-headed, and again, more grounded. Now, after the show, if you are still high, and I hope you've got some hematite, I told you about it. You should get it if you're going to keep on my show, keep listening and participating. That grounds you really, really quick, okay? Whew, mosquitoes. All right. And, if you don't have that, lodestone will do. Go out and outside, put a coat on, gloves, hat if it's cold. Put your hands on the tree. Send your excess energy into the tree. Only 30 seconds. And then imagine the tree sending you energy back. Ask the tree to send you energy back, and boom, you will ground. That's how easy it is. So thanks for tuning in and, giving the Mother Earth and everyone energy. I have to remind you again, the December 24th World Enlightenment event is going to happen. Put it on your calendar. Decide how you're going to participate, how you're going to call that light in, whether it's through dancing or singing or meditating or doing group work or tuning in and giving energy to all I chant. And that's what I do. I chant. So for that hour at my store here in Hawaii, and I'll probably have a very small group because I have a small store. I can't put a lot of people in here. That's why we're doing anyway, everything is worldwide, but we're going to be doing chanting, and the basic chant is, may divine enlightenment descend on everyone now. May divine enlightenment awaken within everyone now. And we say that 3 times, and then we go on to another chant. May divine enlightenment descend on all children now. May divine enlightenment awaken within all children now. May divine enlightenment descend on all politicians now. May divine enlightenment awaken within all politicians now. I think you get it. And, before we have it, I'll also post the chants so you can also follow along with me if that's the way you want to go. And we will be doing live on the station, UPRN. It'll be 5 o'clock Eastern time, 12 o'clock Hawaiian time, and 2 o'clock Pacific time. So I'm excited. I think we can make it huge. We can go far, far into divine enlightenment. And then what does that mean when we talk about going far, far into enlightenment? Well, your missions you'll be easier because everybody's going to be reconnected to the Creator, and they'll be awakened spiritual beings that know better. And when they see what your missions are, they're going to go, yes, I want to participate and give energy to it and help you, because they're going to be connected to the Creator and an awakened spiritual being, and that may be their mission, and now they'll have it. Things can change, and then we get back and we start cleaning up the earth. People that are enlightened are in power. Everything is more localized. The food and we start doing manufacturing work in our own countries. The water's cleaned up, the earth, they stop nuclear. The possibilities are endless. But talk to people about it. What does that mean to you? Come on my forum at World Enlightenment, 2021.org, and talk about it. I welcome you guys. I am, participate. It'll be awesome. I really want to hear from you. So you can also write, and I'm on YouTube under Cathy Bilsky, Facebook under Cathy Bilsky, Twitter under Cathy Bilsky. If you want to be found, you make it easy for people. So I've made it easy. And, if you want to help promote world enlightenment, then go on my Twitter page and just repost what I post. That's easy. All right. Well, again, this is Cathy Bilsky, the Quantum Leap Let Light Unite show on UPRN Radio. And this is November 5th, 2021. Have a good week. I hope you are blessed with many, many miracles in your life, and you receive some of your heart's desires. That's what I wish for you. All right, see you next week, and talk about world enlightenment. Aloha.